Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Mainframe Girls. Today we'll be discussing a topic called defragmentation, which is been requested by a subscriber, and we were also thinking to explain about topics of ADR DSSU parameter, like it's a program and it's a part of defragmentation is a part of ADR DSSU program. So I have taken this and I'll be explaining some of the basic parameters which we use and some of the basic things which we do with defragmentation job. And if you need more information, I'll explain you in the upcoming videos. Okay, the main reason what is defragmentation, why do we do a defragmentation, and when do we do a defragmentation? So normally we don't call it a defragmentation, a big word, we call it as defrag. Shall we run a defrag? So what is defragmentation? Normally think that this is a volume. This is mod 3 or mod 9, any of the volume. And when data is entering into this, it will enter in a sequential order like this. It will be entering in this order. Suppose think that one of the data set has been deleted. Okay. So if it is a PDSE, the space will be arranged. Okay. Okay, space will be arranged in the data set. That is data set level arrangement. But now what we are talking is volume level organization. Okay, so when it is volume level organization, when a file is deleted, the space will be left over. Okay, how many? Suppose think that this file is about 100 tracks. Okay, if this is 100 tracks file, this is 100 tracks file, and this 100 tracks will be holding up here, okay, without any use this 100. So when the new files come, they'll be coming up here again, they'll be adding up to the next in this space. Again think you have deleted this file. Okay, then suppose this file is 1000 tracks. Okay, so this 1000 tracks will be empty here. So suppose think all the space has been used. Okay, and this is used, this is deleted, again some 200 tracks is used, and okay, now you are creating a new data set into this volume, which is 2000 tracks. Technically, you will be having 2000 tracks of space in it, but which is not contiguous, which means which is not continuous space. So what the data set will not arrange in one place here, here, here. It will not arrange like that. It needs a continuous space in that volume. Otherwise, it will go to a new volume. So it's a waste of space. Suppose if it is an SMS volume, there are two types of volumes, okay, esds, which is SMS and non-SMS. So when it is SMS managed, volume, it will automatically select the second volume. But what happens to a non-SMS when you are giving a specifying the name of that volume? When it is a non-SMS, if it is not having this much of 2000 tracks of space, the job will fail, saying that SB37 means there isn't any space in the volume and it will not create, the data set will not be created. So what does defragmentation means? We will relocate the data when we submit a defrag job using a program ADR DSSU. This relocates the data. This all the space, whatever this all the existing space is there, it will be relocated. It will go into one place like this. So a largest space will be left over here. So it will relocate the data set extends on a DASD volume to reduce or eliminate the free space fragmentation. So there won't be fragments anymore. Again, it will be a constant space. Okay. So why do we run? As you know, we need a large space or a big data when there is a big data set allocations. So we need a large space in that volume. Mainly when it is a non-SMS volume, you have to monitor a non-SMS volume to get that defragmentation. If it is SMS also, you can monitor. Normally, defragmentation is calculated with a fragmentation index, FI, fragmentation index. Its maximum value is 999. Okay, when the volume reaches 999, it will not have any more space in it, and volume is completely fragmented. It means there are lots of spaces, small tracts of spaces are left unused in it. Okay, when defragmentation index is less, 0 or 9, 10, single digits, double digits, it is a good index value, means there are less fragments in it and a more largest tracks to be used. Okay, when can you run defragmentation? So when we say when can we run, we can run anytime. It's not a big issue. You can run a defragmentation anytime, but when you're running a defragmentation on a particular volume, that particular volume serial, what happens is that that volume's VTOP and VVDS will be locked. So suppose if someone is accessing some of the files or some job is accessing a file, it will fail, saying that the job, that volume is not available or the volume isn't hold. The VTOP and you will get a contention. Otherwise, your job has to wait until the defrag job completes, or you have to run the job in a less production time or a less system time, mostly on Sundays, Saturdays, or midnights. Depending upon your client requirement, you will be knowing the highest production time, the less production time. So mostly it's better to run on a less production time. Okay, these are some of the parameters. Like while you're running a defrag, you can get the information as you want, because these are not only defrag parameters. Technically, these are ADR DSU parameters. Okay, so when you run a defrag, you can use that program parameters. Like what are all things you mainly use are, mostly you'll use administrator. Administrator is used, it's used for the storage access, because defrag is something you need access to that volume. You should have access to the data sets in that volume, and you should at least read access. You should not even edit, but at least you should have read access. Mostly defrag jobs are run by storage admins or storage who have almost all access, all STG access, storage access in the system. All rack of authorities will be checked by this admin keyword, and it will run the defrag on that particular volume. And you use DD name when you specify your data set or your volume which has to be defragged. You will specify that in the one of the DD name, or in one of the DD name, and you will use that name in the defrag. Then that volume will be defragged, and you will use dynam. When you use a dynam, you can directly allocate the volume which you want. Means the volume which you want to defrag, you can say defrag dynam and the volume name, it will be defragged. Okay, then it's max move. Max move is something how much of tracks once it has to be moved and placed at one place. Okay, you can put like 1500, 16, you can put 4 digits in it, which are 9999. You can put 4 digits, and max move, these many tracks can be moved at once. And max time, sometimes we can put max time, like how much time one thing has, when one track has to grow, one pass should be there from one thing to another thing. And mostly you'll be using exclude if you want, not exclude if you want some data sets wants to be excluded. But what happens is, why do you use exclude most of the times is when there are some data sets in that volume. Suppose there are some sys1 data sets or rackf database data sets or some system data sets, user catalogs. I have kept, I'll be telling you that which data sets has to be excluded in further video. The thing is that some data sets will make more time for the defrag to run. Okay, there will be some important system data sets which has to be excluded. When you exclude these data sets from the list, the defrag will run faster. Normally you want the defrag to run faster, right? So you have to see the ways which can reduce the time to run that defrag program. Okay, so when you exclude all the system files from that defrag, when you are running the defrag job, it will help you to run faster. Otherwise, nothing will happen. That if you are not specifying exclude, also nothing will happen. Just that uh, data set will not be moved. They are protected data sets, so it will not move. Okay. So why sometimes you use version 1 when suppose there is an upgrade of a system from one system to another system. Then if you want that to run in an older system, you will specify a version 1. Write check will specify all the extents, how it will verify. It will take more time if you specify the word write check. It will take more time because write check will verify all the extents when it is done. It will give you an output how of extents, how many extents it got, like that. It will give you an output. And wait is something you can give wait for if suppose it is taking more time, sometimes it will stop, right? You don't want that process to stop, so you will give, suppose you're running more volumes at once, one two three, or you can in a defrag you can create more dd statements, you can add more dynam statements, and you can run more volumes at once. So when you're running more volumes, it's better to specify wait command for one volume to other volume, so it will process one after other. After that command processing, it will come to another one. And password, suppose if there are some data sets which are protected, so like protected data set, password protected data sets are there, so then at that time you have to specify that password in a dd name in a separate data set, or directly you can specify pass in bracket, you can specify that password. Okay. And mostly if suppose if that is having snap copy and fast replication is there, fast copy is there, snapshot and fast copy is there, then you can use fast replication, where it will be you will be having three options saying that preferred, required, and none. So if we are saying preferred, if there is a fast replication process running in that system and that volume will be transferred from one means the data will be moving in a fast replication type. Okay, and this is fragmentation index. Fragmentation is index. You will give you can give in three numbers, 999. So when you give why you give this fragmentation index is, suppose you want you don't want your volume to be mostly like congested thing, then you specify I need fragmentation index, minimum index should be 150. So if you specify this fragmentation index, the wall after moving every data set from after moving every data set to a new allocation, new volume extent allocation, the it will check the current fragmentation index. If it is equals to 150 or less than 150, the defragmentation will stop. You can limit the defragmentation index by giving the exact number here. So mostly these are the things you use, and you use by. By is a data set filtering. Okay, by is a very important keyword, because by using a by you can say I need only you can easily filter the data set. If you want some particular high level qualifier, if you want only sys1 files, if you want only some user files, or something like that, you can say if you want only data class equals to some data class 1 files, or storage group equals to some sms files, or something like that. You by is a very good parameter, and it is used very properly. Like it is not only for defrag, right? It is used for like adr dssu is used for repro, sorry, restore. It is used for dump. It is used, so when you're doing dump or restore or consolidate, defrag, these are some of the functions which adr dss you can do. So when at that time you can use this by saying that I want to restore only this data class files, I want to restore only this management class files, I want to restore only this user catalog, only this VSAM files, physical sequential files. You can get everything from this by parameter. By parameter is very useful in ADR DSS UPA. And when it comes to dynamic allocation, most of the time people give dynamic allocation will make your time faster. Dynamic allocation is something, normally what it's do is, normally if you are not specifying dynamic allocation, it will take one by one. It will see this data set, then it will check for next space, then it will check. It's enqueued, it's queued, okay, one after another. But when it comes to dynamic allocation, it is not enqueued. The serialization will be random. It will do faster serialization, means faster moving will be happening if you use dynamic. So most of the time, these are the things you use. Okay, and not more than that anything. Normally, you will not use anything. You just use defrag, dynam. Mostly you'll use, if you want just normal defrag for a volume, you will say defrag dynam volume name. That's it. Or else defrag dd name. That's it. I'll show you the examples in the upcoming video. Going down. Okay, as I told you before, an exclude keyword which you can use. And these are some of, I'll be not explaining everything, but if these are there in the volume, it's better to specify for faster. If you have less time and you want the defrag process to run soon and not affected by these data sets, and if you want a proper defragmentation index, and it's much needed for you to get a proper defragmentation index, it's better you can specify these data sets. If this type of data sets are present in that volume, you can obviously VSAM VVDS will be there, VTalk index will be there. You won't specify it, right? Some unmovable data sets will be there, if page data sets is there, and mostly we don't even do a defrag on page data sets because they are very critical volumes. We don't do it, but okay, some page data sets are there, suppose, and if you want to run a defrag on those volumes, you can, if you can exclude these files, because these are data protected, system protected, and this will not be moved easily, and they'll stay in the same space because same in that location. So just take down this list, and if these are present in any of the volumes, it's better to specify. Okay, if that is your defragmentation index, sorry, fragmentation index is very big, 999, right? If it is 999 and near to some three digits, 700, 800, 900, that much big value is there, then you can specify some of this to get us a less value. Okay, and even after running a defragmentation index, I mean defrag job also, if it is not, if the fragmentation index is not reducing, then you can try this excluding data sets and running the job again. Maybe it will help to get you some space. That's it. Mostly no one will exclude any of the data sets. They'll simply run the defrag job. But okay, if you want to give it a try, you can do this. Okay. Okay, these are some of the examples which I've taken. This is the basic defrag job. Normally which we can run. This palm trace equals to yes and type run equals to no run we keep because to scan the job. If you keep this trace equals to yes and type run equals to no, what will happen is you will get how much, what is the current index, how much space can be freed up, how much means new index you will get, how much free space you will get, all things you will get without doing the defrag. So while you're submitting, you have to remove this. Okay, if you remove this and submit again, whatever volume you specify in this place will be defragmented. All the fragments will be in one part. So you will get a largest extent. So you can do like this. You can do with admin keyword. Sometimes some people will not have access if they don't have access to STG, and they can use this admin keyword, and you should have access to this admin keyword also. So if there is some authorization issue, you can try with admin keyword. If it runs, okay. If it isn't running, you are not supposed to run that job, and the concerned team has to run that defrag job. Okay, and this is, as I told you, very important keyword called by. When you put this by keyword, see, here they have used dd name. Okay, dd name keyword is in this dd statement, dash d statement, they have used this volume. Okay, so they want this volume to be defragged. But what they want to defrag? See, they are saying by list refer date less than star means today, from today minus 1. Okay, so when it says minus 1, yesterday means when you're submitting the job from that day to the before day. So if you're submitting job today, they want yesterday's till that day. They want all the referred dates, all the files till today. Okay, till today means refer date means today's refer date. So they only that files has to be defragged. Not the remaining files should not be touched. So this is some of the conditions which you can use with by. So mostly by is not used in defrag. I suggest as this ADR DSSU, By is used mostly in restore, dump, when you want to take only particular files, dump, and if you want to take only particular files, restore from the tape. In that time you can use this by keyword and you can easily get the information which you want. More examples. As I told you, you can exclude if you don't want some of the data sets to be defragged and they want to be in the exact place where they are, and it will reduce your time because these data sets will be excluded. At that time, I am saying what I'm saying is defrag dd name dash d. So when I'm saying dd name dash d, it will go to here. So dd name dash d is having this volume. So I want to defrag this volume, but it should exclude the list user.star list. So wherever first high level qualifier is user and the third high level qualifier is list, that file should be excluded. And also star.load, wherever the last high level qualifier is load, should be excluded. Remaining all files should be moved. Remaining all files should be moved up and down, but these files will be excluded and kept in the same place. They should not be moved. You can also specify dd name. You can also, if you don't want, if there is a very big list, right? Suppose if it's only one high level qualifier you have mentioned here. What if you have this? You have only two qualifiers, so you have mentioned here. What if you have a list of qualifiers, some 20, 30, 40 data sets, not qualifiers? Suppose you have some list of data sets which should not be moved. So at that time, what you will do is open a data set, put all the list in it. So whatever list you want, put that list in that data set and ask defrag to exclude that dd name a1. So when I'm giving dd name a1, it will go and check in this data set. So whatever high level qualifiers or whatever data sets are present in that particular data sets will be excluded, and the remaining data sets will be defragged in that particular volume. Last example and the most used example, instead of dynam, most of the time you will be using dd name. Okay, so what you will do, create a dd step, put disk share unit 3390. The volumes, what are all volumes you want, you can specify here. You specify here. Otherwise, if you don't want like two-step authentication, like why to specify here like that, then you can just specify a normal dd statement, and here you'll come defrag dynam, keep all the volumes in dynam, all the volumes you can keep. Otherwise, you can run all the volumes like this also with the dd statement. Dd name, first volume. This is first dd name, second, third, fourth. So you can run, suppose there is a storage group, there is a big storage group with almost 10 to 20 or 100, 500 volumes has to be defragged. Some of the clients, what they do is they have a job scheduled every weekend or on weekends, there'll be a job scheduled, and in that job, they will, in the off shift hours, almost no production time, they'll have this job scheduled for some of the most used or most deleted data sets. Like every day data sets will be deleted, new data sets will be created, fragmentation index will be changing up and down, and they cannot use more space because DAST is very costly. So they have to do the whatever things they can do to reduce this cost. So defrag is one of the thing where they can reduce the cost by reducing the fragmentation index. Okay, so they can schedule the job. At that time, they cannot run for, if you're running for one volume, okay, you can run. But when they want to schedule a job, they'll run for more than 10 volumes, 30 volumes, 100 volumes. So the job runs for more than 2 to 3 hours. So at that time, it's better to specify like this all the volumes. Okay, if you have more any doubts or you have any suggestions for us to do the videos, please comment us below. We'll make the videos according to your suggestions. This is also a suggestion from us, from our subscriber. So kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.